Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing the Wolfenstein franchise on the Steam Deck. So we're doing Wolfenstein 3D, Wolfenstein The New Order, 2, The Old Blood, Youngblood, and Return to Castle Wolfenstein. So these are the ones in the franchise that I have access to, so let's get into them. Alright guys, welcome to Wolfenstein 3D. And this one worked right out of the box. I had to spam one of the buttons to be able to get into the game because it was endlessly scanning up and down for some reason. I don't know why. So let's start with mouse and keyboard. Probably mouse is not a good idea. First thing that you'll notice is that it says 3 FPS. Well, it's not correctly showing the frame rate. So the overlay doesn't correctly show the FPS. So when you stay still, it thinks that we're at 3 FPS, but that's not true. And the audio is kind of garbage, honestly. It's DOSBox. There's probably a better way to do this, but here I am. Playing a game that came out in '92. I was born in '95. So yeah, now you know. This game is older than me. And it's so weird to not be able to strafe or reload the gun. Anyway, let's jump into handheld now. Alright guys, welcome back. Now in handheld. Oh no. Hang on. I get to say no. Back to the game. There we go. Back to game. And it's very difficult to control with this, honestly. Because you're used to move the camera with the right stick. So here we're basically using only one analog stick, and there's no strafing at all, which is okay, I understand. On the first FPS games ever created. Oh, out of ammo. Reduce 2 atoms. By the way, you can actually, in the New Order, you can play this game. It's like a hidden bonus minigame. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, so most of you guys watching this video are probably not going to play this. But if you do, you're going to have easily over 4 hours of battery. Again, there's probably a better way to play this, but I don't think it's worth the effort on showing in this video. It's not like it's a bad game, it's just too old. I expect most of my audience to not play it. Let's leave it at that. So yeah, let's get into the next one. Before starting Wolfenstein Return to Castle Wolfenstein, yeah, that name. The game is very old, and it crashed a couple times due to an older OpenGL thing. I tried playing with config files, but I ended up finding this mod that again requires the main game, otherwise you cannot download it. So look up real RTCW on the search bar, you get to this. If you own Return to Castle Wolfenstein, you'll be able to install it, click on install, and then on your library it'll show up. So this is the base game, this is the real game, the mod, to say it in some way. And it works right out of the box, despite saying incompatible. So you launch it, and you basically have the game working completely fine without any specific things needed. So in display, we're using the native resolution, graphics, everything on the highest, same on performance. And make sure on controls that you use this one, enable gamepad and use analog joystick. so you don't need to use a keyboard and mouse. You have trackpad by default. But I'll be using this only for dock mode, to say it in some way. I forgot about something though. There we go. And here you go. You can even play multiplayer if you want to. And it improved graphically over the original as well. So this mod has everything. Somebody did its homework. So yeah. Pretty impressive. I didn't know this mod existed, so yeah. But again, this game is pretty old, so no surprises there. But I'm happy that there's a community behind it still. It's weird to not be able to aim down sights though. Anyway, I think it's time to show you a portable mode. But as you can see, it uses almost no resources. I do like the gun sounds though. Yep. Let's jump into portable mode now. Alright guys, we're now in handheld. I had to lower the mouse sensitivity because it was way too high. Nice, shotgun. Yeah, let me move. And you have 4 hours of battery or more. So good stuff. It should last very long. So if you're interested in this game, there is a 64-bit executable with this mod. Oh, there's destructible environments. Nice. Alright, let's continue. I'm sorry, but this is emulated mouse. The joystick doesn't work properly as a native thing. So I'm trying my best over here. Oh my god. Come on. I had a rifle as well. So as I was saying, we're emulating a mouse with the with the joystick. That's why the aiming feels off. So yeah, you can maybe lower the mouse sensitivity, but it feels weird. So yeah, it works pretty well. Just download that mod and you're good to go. Everything works as expected. So yeah, let's jump into the next one. Wolfenstein The New Order. So this one is verified, 800p, VSync off, so you use the one from Steam's system. These are the settings. I increase a couple things such as the reflections, and I lower the depth of field to medium. BT compress, make sure it's on. This is super important. So yeah, maybe lower this if you experience stutters, but so far so good on this one. So I don't know why my save didn't sync with the server, but I had to start from the beginning. Oh man, I played so much of this game when it came out, it blew my mind. So I'm happy to revisit it portably now. Again, kinda crazy. I say that each time I play a game that I played a few years back, but now portable. But it's true, it's exactly what I think. I still remember, I mean, it's the same engine. It's the Rage engine, the id engine that had mega textures and all that. It's OpenGL, so I'm not sure how it works so well on Steam Deck, but here we are. Come on, move. Do I have to go somewhere else? Oh, yeah, I did. Follow the cable. So yeah, this one, completely fine. Again, it's verified. So in this case, I do believe them. Ooh. So yeah. I wanted to get to a combat moment to stress it more. So we're about to get there. There we go. But again, if you haven't played this, please do. It's an awesome game. Yeah, graphics are a bit dated, but still looks good enough and it's badass. Alright. Let's jump into portable mode so you can see how it looks on the smaller screen, which is, again, pretty impressive. Welcome back. So, one thing that I noticed about this game is the lack of anti-aliasing. On the smaller screen is less noticeable. Finally, some shooting is going to happen. And as you can see, despite the explosions, the game doesn't seem to care. We're still over 50 basically all the time. And I apologize, I never played this with a controller before. It's one of my first times doing so. Okay. Doink. But it feels good on the Steam Deck. Very responsive, actually. Hold the bumper and move. Oh yeah, I forgot about the lean-in system. I didn't use it much when the game came out. But in this game you can dual wield assault rifles, dual wield shotguns, you can even dual wield sniper rifles. And the guns are very, very chunky sound. And as you can see there, I'm dual wielding assault rifles. So yeah, I cannot say enough good things about this game. Also, probably instead of 90 degrees FOV, keep it on 80. And I'm saying that because things look a little bit small otherwise. Yeah. With a smaller screen, I think 80 degrees FOV would help quite a bit actually. Alright. Anyway, I want to keep playing more of this, but we have to jump into the next one, so see you there. Now we're checking out Wolfenstein The Old Blood. This is basically standalone DLC for The New Order. So basically native resolution again. And at advanced options, we're using a mix between medium and high with 2x MSAA. So basically like this. It has way more options than the previous game, which is always good. And performance tends to be more stable, which again is also welcome. So let's continue. Alright, so welcome to The Old Blood. Unfortunately, my saves decided not to not to sync. So here I am, playing from the beginning. I waited for a part where I could actually move. It starts so slowly. So hopefully I get to shoot something at this point.
Inside the elevator.
But even at the start of the game it was fine. It was over 60. There we go. Oh yeah. But I think you can even get away with 4x MSAA if you wanted to. So yeah. Easy. And again, you look at it and it will be very similar to the previous game. Again, this is like standalone DLC for it. Alright, so nothing was happening. Welcome back. Now we got enemies on screen at least. It was very slow at the beginning. Good thing I grabbed lots of ammunition. There we go. Frick you. Oh, nice. Never gets old. Anybody else? Man, my aim with a controller is horrible. Nice. Anyway, I think it's time to jump into the next one. See you there. Now we're playing Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus. This one is verified as well. Native resolution, low settings, anything over low. Hard lock the game to 30 for me. So I changed a couple things in the advanced settings, such as film grain. I completely disabled it, and I'm using the performance metrics included in the game because if you enable the FPS counter from the Steam Deck, it hard locks to 30 for some reason. And let me increase this to at least 8 times. There we go. In this game, for some reason, it does make a difference. So, okay. With those changes, I'm here. And as you can see, the limiting factor appears to be the CPU. And why am I testing this level? Well, actually, this level is where I had the most performance issues. Funnily enough. As you can see, when there is explosions plus this level, it usually likes to drop below 60. But again, when it drops, it hard locks to 30 for a split second. Not sure why that happens. Let's see if the explosion drops it to 30. No, it's fine. Yeah, there. When there's some particles, it likes to hard lock to 30 momentarily. But otherwise, in the other levels, it wasn't so bad. Especially at the beginning. At the beginning, the game is not demanding at all. You're in very closed environments. Okay. Let's jump into another level. So I'm in another level, this time New Orleans. And again, this one is way better performing. But I love how punchy the guns are in this game. Thanks for the flamethrower. Ooh, I didn't pay attention. Anyway, I think it's a good time to transition into handheld mode, so one sec. Alright guys, now in handheld, same level as before. As you can see, the low resolution ambient occlusion and shadows are fixed. Oh man, it feels so good on the smaller screen at 60 FPS. It actually feels faster than it actually is. Which is pretty interesting. Do I have a rifle? Let's use a machine pistol. Just remember, I forgot how to play this game, it's been a while. And I usually play with mouse and keyboard. But enough excuses, let's keep shooting. And again, this game is verified. And I think with good reason, because with the default settings for the game, it's basically 60. I just did a small bunch of adjustments to disable film grain because I don't like how film grain looks. But that's basically it. The rest was basically default settings. You don't need to do any extra work. Most of the time it should be okay. Again, I chose two levels that are pretty expensive on the GPU. New Orleans is one of them, then the Ruins is another one. So again, these are some of the levels where this happens. So that's, I think that is important to mention. But again, the game, even on low settings, looks amazing. It's mind-blowing how good low settings looks nowadays. So yeah, once you're close to effects, it usually drops in bigger maps, which is probably going to take you 2 or 3 hours to get to from the first playthrough. So yeah, let's jump into the next one now. Wolfenstein Youngblood. This one is basically the same engine as the previous one, so settings are basically the same. 800p, low settings with very slight changes to the advanced settings. As you can see here, I just cranked up the anisotropic filtering. Otherwise, the game hard locked to 30 like the previous one, so it seems to be something with the engine on the Steam Deck. And the metrics are the ones that come with the game, because otherwise, well, we're going to hard lock to 30 using those Steam Deck metrics for some reason. Which in my opinion, not a big deal. And well, basically this was the last game in the franchise that was released, one of the main ones. I remember this was one of the games that showcased ray tracing. But it forced co-op on you, so I don't know what they were thinking really. It's still enjoyable, but I don't know. I don't like this 2% damage thing with numbers and the health bars that you can turn off if you want to. I mean, it's enjoyable to shut your brain off for a while. But I just couldn't keep myself playing it. And that says a lot, because I really love the gameplay in games like these. Okay, that doesn't work. That has a health bar as well. And as you can see, it's basically 60. So that's a good thing. So it's time to go into portable mode. So, one sec. Alright guys, now handheld mode. What to say, same game, same performance. Good thing it's 60, but again, the main limitation appears to be the CPU. The GPU is up there, probably in the 80 to 90% range. I'm sorry that the FPS counter is hard to see. It's just, this game is just too clear. Too shiny, to say it in some way. So the FPS counter being white makes it more difficult with the background. And I'm testing this part because it's a more open map. Oh, cool. But again, it's a shame that this game didn't succeed, or in my opinion wasn't good enough. And they just tried to tack on some co-op. So yeah, kind of a shame really. What a waste of a good engine and a good franchise. Come on, revive me. Jesus Christ, come on! There we go. But yeah, at least the game looks good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these videos as much as I did revisiting the Wolfenstein franchise. In my opinion, you should play The New Order, The New Colossus, and The Old Blood. The other ones, in my opinion, you can skip them. Especially this one. Unless you want to touch your brain off or play with somebody. Which in that case I understand it more. If you play with somebody else. It should be easy to get nowadays on a discount. So that's the only way for me to recommend this game. To F around with a friend or something. And it runs at 60 on the Steam Deck while looking pretty good visually, so that's a huge plus. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys!